Hello boys, what's going on? This is Yorkie here and welcome back to another episode of the Blackburn Rovers career mode, and today we're going to be taking on the task of the second episode now in this summer transfer window. It was a pretty big one last time out. If you didn't go and see it, go and give it a watch. Now currently right now on the channel, go on the community page, there will be a vote for who our captain is going to be this season. Now the way I'm going to do the vote is whoever finishes third will be our vice captain. You've got the choice between Matt Turner, Reggie Cannon, who remember is 27, so he's still not young and he's been at the club since season number 1. And of course, new signing Jordan Henderson. That injury, that knock, has knocked him down 1 in overall. So that is a little bit frustrating, but any kind of injury to an older player like this is going to do that. But yeah, there are 3 options for captain. It's up now. It's on the community page. Happy Sunday. Let's get into this one. You guys have been giving big suggestions again. And the first of those big suggestions is get rid of Reece Nelson. It's his time. It's time to let him leave the club. He's had his injury problems, and as you can see, we have a wealth of youth. Now, I am actually going to list one of these players for loan. It's not going to be Billy Bennett. I'm planning on using him this season, probably the most out of the left midfielders in the academy. And Kai Gregory now is 20, so I'm wondering if I give him one more loan, because he's showing great potential and he needs to be playing a lot of game time in order for him to improve. Going to loan out Kai Gregory for now. It's not how you do that though, that's how you put him on the transfer list. We're going to add him to the loan list. There's also Javier Bravo. Who knows what's going to happen with him? I'll try and mix him into the rotation because I think Cade Colwell could get a few more opportunities at striker this season. As well, we have the right mid situation. A lot of you guys think we should go with youth this season, so that is actually something that I'm looking to do. Another player who I've decided to put on the transfer list who wants a new contract is Jason Knight. I think he's hit his level where he is now, and we're trying to progress now. Hopefully try and start getting into those European spots. Alfie Devine as well. I'm going to give him another loan. I want to give him the opportunity. We probably didn't use him enough. I want to give him the opportunity. We're going to give him another loan. We'll see what happens. And Cam for right now. We do have Metcha. We do have Rudd, and some of the right midfielders could play Cam, and we also have Alex Scott, who I would much prefer to get some game time at Cam this season as well, with him only being 22. But with Andreasen going up 1 already, we're going to stick with that at the right side of midfield with Amad Diallo. And of course, those other left wingers we have can also all play right, so can Keiko. So we have those options, but you know already in this episode, it's time to go for some strikers. Let's be honest, it's time to go for some strikers. Callum Grant, 4 days. This is a problem. We can't really afford that right now because Jens Dahl is still only 17, boys. 17. Ridiculous that Jens Dahl is still only 17. So we're going to go in for a striker straight away. Before we get into some games, we're going to go straight in and try and sign a striker. Before we do that, if you are new around here, please smash that subscribe button and also hit the like button if you go on to enjoy the video. I've just looked at the last episode. Absolutely smashed it, lads. You're killing it, man. This series is doing really well, and I'm enjoying it. This long-form content is a little bit more difficult to edit, and I know it's a little bit slower. It's more like old-school career mode content, but I enjoy doing this kind of series as well. Now, as we go and see who we're going to bring in as striker, you guys have been suggesting that maybe an upgrade at right-back, so we're rescouting these lads as well. Let's see what happens. I mean, it's definitely not going to be Frimpong because of where he's at Real Madrid, but yeah, right-back is somewhere that probably is one of our weakest, and Britain probably has hit his ceiling now. When it comes to striker, we have a wealth of options, but there are a couple of strikers that we talked about more in depth that we think would make more sense. It was a really good point about Edson Edouard and Burnley. We've already taken one player off them. Potentially, I still think he would want the move, but maybe Burnley would be a little bit more reluctant at this time, so we're probably going to leave that one sit there for now. So really, it was between Ivan, Toney, and Balogun. I'm not saying we're only going to sign one striker in this episode. We might sign 2. That's the beauty of this kind of format. You're going to see my process and the way I think about things before we actually make the signing. But initially, straight off the bat, my mind was like, right, we'll bring in Ivan Toney because he's more experienced. He's got that Prem experience and it makes more sense. But actually, I feel like a lot of you were swaying towards Balogun. Bringing him back, he hasn't had a good time at Arsenal. And although he didn't really do it for me last season, he's 24 now as well. This is kind of his shot. This is his opportunity, quoting Eminem, for him to really have a chance in the Premier League. And he's going to be dirt cheap. Pretty positive he's only got a year left on his contract. So that's why this one's going to be really cheap. We can go in there straight up, offer 15 million and sign Balogun, which really is just a steal. Now, the most important thing is his contract. Now, I'd love him to take rotation. He's not going to take that, but we'll accept important. Contract length, I want a lengthy one. We're going to go 4 years for Balogun. It's going to be his wage that is the most important thing here. Like, is he going to want a ridiculous wage? I actually want to give him a pay cut from what Arsenal are giving him. So I'm going to offer him like 500,000 and 50 grand. Because I don't think he's earned that 62,000 while he's been at Arsenal, and he needs to come here and earn it. He got a couple of goals early on, but he did fall off a little bit. Here at Blackburn, we believe he's worth the risk. So there we go. First signing of this episode is going to be Balogun. There's still plenty more to come, I believe. You never know. I might change my mind halfway through the episode. But I still think there's going to be plenty more to come. And we're very happy to have him back at the club. But before we get into any more business, we're going to take on Watford then in the Cup. You know, we had a great run in the Cup last season, so I wouldn't mind doing that again. We lost in the final to Chelsea. This is the first time we're going to see the 4-4-2 in action. I'm going to start Balogun alongside Dahl. I'm still going to play pretty much full strength. Billy Bennett's going to get his first start for the club. And keep Amad Diallo in the starting 11, though. Rico Lewis coming in for his first start. There's going to be some tired boys on the pitch for this one. I'm actually going to start Vladislav, the CDM, as a centre-back, because he's more than capable to play there. I'm going to put Wharton in there today as well. Pickering will start. Kaminsky, do I give him it? No, I'm still going to give it to Turner. Tried and trusted. And Mads Bidstrup will play next to Jason Knight. It's definitely a much weaker squad than normal, but we're going to give this a go. I'm actually going to give the captain's armband in this one to Turner. I feel like now, even with a rotated side, we should be able to give up a fight. Watford relegated last season, so who knows what they're going to bring to the table. I like getting the opportunities to play these kind of cup games as well, guys, because, you know, we're going to get the opportunity to see how the team does in this 4-4-2, which is what we wanted to do. We're going to be swapping out a lot this season. Go on then, Billy. A little bit of early play from Billy. And it's also giving us an opportunity to see a lot of the youngsters. If Balogun slides that through to Amad, that would have been an unreal pass. They are playing all the way through me right now. And that's a good ball across. Asperilla over the bar. Right there, finding Jens Dahl. Has Jens Dahl got that ball over the top now? I mean, not with a pass like that. He doesn't have that ball over the top to Amad Diallo. But I think at a different point, maybe he would have done. Asperilla again. He looks like the man who's going to cause problems. We looked at him. He's, I think, like a 65, 75 rated CDM. Can you do a little bit better for me this time, Jens Dahl? That's not terrible. Balogun's touch is decent. It's hit his hand. Hoping for a productive season from Jens Dahl. 74 rated now at this stage. Certainly starting to progress in his career. Still only 17. Absolutely ridiculous that he's still only 17. But yeah, starting to progress in his career. So let's see what Jens Dahl can do today. It's one of a rare start. He hasn't had too many starts. It's been very hard for him to dislodge Callum Grant, which is fair enough. They are now. What's he going to do? We just crowded him as much as possible. They've still managed to find space. Watford now in the box. Wharton, great tackle. Well, hopefully Watford can't cause too many problems. It's been a game so far super devoid of highlights. What can Amad Diallo do here, actually? Oh, man, Amad. Oh, my God. He's got so much pace. Amad Diallo. This could be our first shot on target and the first goal of the game. And Amad Diallo's let me down. He needs to be scoring in that position. Now that Tyree Stolen has left the club, Amad Diallo has to find the back of the net there. That's actually really annoying that he's not managed to make way more out of that situation. Just really, really annoying. That is a poor pass, though. Billy Bennett now into Bidstrup. Who's going to get two-footed? We'll take the tackle. That was a ridiculous tackle. I think it'll only be a yellow card, though. Not even a yellow. Not even a yellow. Now, in this position, though, I don't think I can fire off a shot. Been in this... Oh, okay, we could fire off a shot. You know what? I'm going to go for this. Why not go for it? I don't think I've got enough power on it. It goes over the wall. Straight into the goalkeeper's hands. But that's the half-time whistle. And I feel like that was a poor first half. Watford didn't do anything whatsoever, but we didn't do much. That crucial chance with Amad Diallo has to find the back of the net. Now, I've found with Amad Diallo, though, that he is a little bit patchy in form, aren't we, boys? So, yeah, who knows? Maybe we're going to see that again this season. I just need him to be a little bit more consistent. That was cynical, but... I mean, at the end of the day, it stopped the run. He's only going to get yellow for it. So, I mean, it was worthwhile. If they scored now, it wasn't. They've got some height, but we've got some height now. With Ladislav in the back. Wharton wins that header. A little bit nervous there. Jens Dahl. Balogun. There's that one forward. Amad Diallo. Slide that one through. That is beautiful. Pickering. Not really the man you want. So he's going to play it across. Great ball across. Great volley. What a counter-attacking goal. And Jason Knight, who's on the transfer list of all people. That's his first goal for Blackburn in a long time. What a hit as well. Stunning finish. But I've just put you on the transfer list, Jason. Is this him saying, take me off that list now? Jason Knight now. He's got great touch. What a great touch from Jason Knight. Jens Dahl turns, shoots. What a finish from Jens Dahl. And he will make it 2-0 Blackburn. We can relax, boys. On to the next round of the Carabao Cup for Blackburn Rovers. Jason Knight has just come with a spark in this second half. There's been a fire lit in his belly. Look at this for a pass and a turn. And then Jens Dahl just finds space and finishes it. I haven't really seen much from Balogun, so I'm going to bring him off and I'm actually going to try Mecha up top. I know he can play there. He's played there before. But like Bennett's had a great game, but we're going to bring him off for Bravo as well and bring on Andreasen now. He needs opportunities as much as possible. Sharpness will grow as the season goes on and more training gets done as well, boys. So The sharpness is, I know, it's a bit of a problem right now, but don't worry about it. Not really what I wanted to see from Balogun in this one, but it's fine. It's going to take him a little bit of time to bed back in, I reckon, maybe. We'll bring our man across now in Wharton. They're going to need 2 goals, which is not going to be easy to do. And there we go, Ladislav. Man mountain at the back. That ball on for Jens Dahl. Oh my God, Andresen. You are unbelievable. Jens Dahl is in again. Jens Dahl is in again. Jens Dahl is in again. He's rattled the crossbar. Can you believe it? Bidstrup will win that one, though. That's a good ball in. And it's a very missed kick volley from Bravo. Betcha now on himself space. Draw that one back. That's a beautiful ball back. And Jens Dahl with a good footwork again. Jens Dahl! Oh my God. He's been a little starlet in this one. What a ball in for Metcha. Jens Dahl's going to bag a brace against Watford. Doesn't look 17 though, does he? Come on. We were all thinking it. He does not look 17. This is good play from Watford. They might get a consolation. They will. It's going to be Asperilla. He's been the most dangerous man on the pitch for Watford, to be fair. I definitely wanted the clean sheet for Turner, though. He does not deserve to concede that. It was just poor defending from Wharton. Championship Watford brushed aside then in the Carabao Cup. Comfortably as well. I know it says 3-1, but it was super comfortable. Jens Dahl, the star of the show for this one. Honestly, I mean, it's championship quality, but Jens Dahl maybe in the championship would tear it apart right now. If he plays like that more this season, because he didn't do that last season, if he plays like that more this season, really quick footwork for me, and I'm quite decent at those intricate moments, then he'll get plenty of game time. Transfer offer coming in for Kaminsky. I can't stand in his way any longer, can I? He's our number 2. I don't even play him in the cups. We're going to let Kaminsky leave. One decision I'm not going to make is allowing Andreasen to go out on loan for 2 seasons, though. No chance. We are still scouting a few players that you guys have suggested. I'm going to see if we've actually got the potential for a backup goalkeeper here, and I don't think we do. I think everyone is just going to be a starter, really. So we're maybe just going to stick with Matt Turner and Adrian this season. The scout reports haven't come back on all the right backs, so it's going to make the decision at right back really difficult. I do like Neco Williams, Athletic Club, about 28 million. I do quite like the idea of that deal. I think we're probably solid now at centre mid. I'm even tempted to keep Jason Knight, so I don't think that's a position we're going to worry about. And we're giving Andreasen the opportunity at right mid this season. We're doing it. We're just going for it. We're going to give him the chance. So at this stage, I don't actually think there are massive amounts of business we need to do, unless there is a really big deal that just sticks out, stands out, and makes me say I want to sign them. And that deal could be Luca Romero. Some people saying he's the next Messi. 20 Argentinian Lazio. Not sure how much first team football he'd be getting as well. I know Lazio didn't make the Champions League. I'm not sure how much football he'd actually get at Lazio. I know Alanga actually could be an option because he hasn't been playing for Man United after spending several seasons there now not playing. Brennan Johnson I wanted as a striker, but I think at this point it's a pretty expensive deal and we might still have to do stuff in January. I mentioned it before. I feel like we were always going to sign more than one striker in this episode because I do want to play 4-4-2 a lot more this season. I'm going to be chopping and changing formations a lot more frequently. And Ivan Toney, I'm gravitated to him. I enjoyed him at Tottenham, but he wasn't the star man there. Injuries do play a part in this, obviously. So I actually think Ivan Toney, we're going to go for him. I don't want to be paying like the 30 million or so they want for him, though. I would like to actually just pay like roughly around what his value is, maybe 23. I think the max I kind of want to go is 25. Wow, they're just going to take 23 straight away. Ivan Toney for 23 million. 29, super experience, really going to add something to the squad. I think goals we were lacking a little bit last season. When you saw where we were defensively, we actually did quite well in the league. But in terms of scoring goals, it definitely wasn't good enough. Now, this might backfire. We might need to sell a load of strikers come January because we've got too many. But right now, this would bring us up to 4 strikers, which if you're playing 2 up top, 4 strikers is basically the norm. I reckon he'd probably want a pay cut to come back to the Prem. We're going to offer him that pay cut, a few hundred grand. Hopefully, Ivan just goes, yeah, this is great. 70 grand? Wow, Ivan. That is... Well, that's going to be countered. Don't really mind the signing on bonuses, but let's see if we can get into, like, 63. I mean, that's a weird number, but please, Ivan. 70 grand, Ivan. I tell you what, he better come in and bag goals. If this man does not score, storyline alert, boys. If this man does not score 15 goals this season, and I want at least half of that come January, I am selling him. I better get that from you, Ivan. I better get it. But that's it. We're going to pay the 70 grand. He's going to be one of the highest players paid at the club. I don't know why I said that in such an awkward manner. There we go. Ivan Toney is a Blackburn Rovers player. We got an A, but 70 grand a week is just sticking in my mind. But we did get an A for him, so fair enough. I mean, Callum Grant's going to have a rocket shoved up him right now, isn't he? Because that is a big move. That is a bold statement. I want more goals this season. I want more goals, and hopefully Ivan Toney can bring that. Loan offer coming in for Devine. We're going to delegate it. Again, I'm giving him one more loan to see if he can develop. If he doesn't, we'll probably move him on. Sporting for Turner. No, thank you. Now, you will notice this season we are playing a lot more games. The reason we're playing a lot more games is because I'm going to slow this career mode down a little bit. We're going to take our time with it a little bit more. I'm going to stop rushing it. The quick episodes. But whereas like the Atletico career mode or the career mode I do after that, they'll be a little bit more fast-paced, in your face. I'm still going to sim games in this one, but we are going to take our time a little bit more, especially in the transfer window. I hope you guys are happy with that scenario. It just means you're going to get longer videos as well, so there's something more for you to watch when you're playing the game yourself. I mean, do we go 4-4-2 again? Maybe not against Bournemouth in the league. I am going to have to start Grant, aren't I? I just genuinely am going to have to start Callum Grant because he is back from injury and ready. Henderson's back. I'm going to start Sarr in this one. No Ladislavs and Telles, Powell. I mean, I think I'm going to go pretty much just full strength starting 11 and see how we do. Jens Dahl will be dropped off the bench for Ivan Toney, but bear in mind, we're going to play two up top a lot, so don't look into that a bit too much. But I'm going to keep Toney and Balogun on the bench for now because I want the option of choosing who I bring on. And I think that is it. I think that's the starting 11 we're going for. We need points against sides like Bournemouth if we are going to be a European side. We kicked off our Premier League season really well as well, didn't we, lads? Because that draw, yeah, against Leicester was a little bit frustrating when we had the lead as well. But then picking up that result against Crystal Palace, getting the victory, you want to be beating these kind of sides. I know I'm still going to struggle against the Man Cities, Man Uniteds, and the bigger teams in the league. So winning these kind of games is huge for us. And I still think there is more improvements to make to the squad. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see after this game. It could be a crazy deadline day. Could be a quiet one, depending on what happens in the transfer window. I wanted a little bit more there. Felix Mecha has got great footwork. Amad Diallo nearly finding that bottom right-hand corner. But the beauty of doing this live, well, basically live, and not as edited, is that you guys are going to get to see all the decision-making that I would usually have in a transfer window. He definitely handled it there, did he? That was not going to be our ball. It's a shame because it didn't let me swap to Mecha there, and we maybe could have had a header. I still love this formation that we're playing right now. Go on then, Felix Mecha. Is that a good ball over the top? It's not a bad one, but we fouled somewhere in there. I don't know where we fouled. Is that a good ball into Felix Mecha now? It is. Felix Mecha should slide it across, really, shouldn't I? Took the shot and he took too long, took a touch. Should have slid it over to Callum Grant. One of the recommendations as well is maybe giving Yorkiemann a bit more game time at right back. Now we have Ladislav, who I might end up playing Rayleigh more at centre-back than CDM because I want to give Sarr the game time this season that he needs to progress. That maybe that's the move. And still, right back, Callum Britton, you know, we still have that option there to make a big signing at right back. Managed to find the ball in behind now to Kiefer Moore, and I've given away a penalty. Yorkiemann's given away a couple of these, but he's given another one away now. It's not going to be a card, which is lucky for us, but Bournemouth, who started the game doing nothing, I mean, he kind of just barges him off the ball. I'm not sure that is definitely a penalty, but Matt Turner is going to be facing a penalty. It's going to be Tavernier stepping up. I'm going to go right, and he's going to save it. Matt Turner, you are a god. What a result that is for us. Matt Turner saving the penalty. Did not see that one coming. Jordan Henderson. What are you doing, Jordan? What are you doing? That's going to be a ball across. Yorkiemann clears it, and now I just need to get it away. I don't get it away. I get it into Rodri, and in the end, we do finally clear it. Amad Diallo driving out wide with this one. Have I got that ball into Callum Britton? And then has Callum Britton got a ball in behind to Callum Grant? That's beautiful. Callum Grant! Oh, he hits the crossbar. He knows he's going to have to find goals now with Ivan Toney joining the team. But Callum Grant rattles the crossbar. And again, I just want to mention this because some people will comment on this. We don't build the teams on overall. We build the teams on performances. We might bring players in to a degree on overall and whether we think they're going to fit the team or not. But just because Ivan Toney is an 80 and Callum Grant is a 79, it will be based on how well either player is playing. So just bear that one in mind. Right now, Callum Grant is my #1 starting striker when we play this formation. Felix Mecha has gone down there with an injury. That is very worrying. Go on then. Amad Diallo couldn't get the ball across. I need Mecha back up, please. But I have to bring on Rudd now, though. So he will start the second half. Mecha coming off with an injury right there at the end of the half. That's frustrating. Going to end up with the ball back as well, is Anthony. Oh, I don't like this. This is a good movement. We maybe should have found the net. That's great from Jordan Henderson. Amad Diallo now plays that one into Eskel Rudd. Eskel Rudd asking for Callum Grant to make the run. Callum Grant's going to make the run. It's got to be a better touch than that, I felt. Callum Grant back across. Didn't have an option there, did I? Eskil Rudd was probably the pass he needed to play it into, but it was a difficult one. Time for some subs then. It's not really worked out. Callum Grant has actually been quite impressive, but he's starting to tire. We're going to bring on Ivan Toney. Also going to bring on Billy Bennett for an opportunity there off the bench. Let's see if these two subs can have an impact. I'll work this ball in with Jordan Henderson. Oh, that's not a bad ball into the near post. It's just 3'5" Amad Diallo touching it. Is that a good ball in? Ivan Toney, is it? Oh my God, imagine if that finds the back of the net. If that was Ivan Toney's first goal, that would have been absolutely insane. He leapt like a salmon, but it's wide. Henderson wins it back. Good play it across. Billy Bennett. Up there to Ivan Toney. Great strength from Ivan. That is what I love about his game. His passing isn't too bad either. Centellas across and no height in that box. Jordan Henderson wins it back out to Eskil Rudd. Get that one across to Ivan Toney. Back across to Bennett. Centellas then into Eskil Rudd. Am I going to find some space? I'm not. Jordan Henderson fires off a shot. Eskil Rudd can't get to it. It's all very cluttered in that box right now for Bournemouth. And we're struggling to find a breakthrough. It seems like a point would make them very happy. And it's going to be a 0-0. It's going to be another point. It's not horrendous. It's better than a defeat. But I still feel like a side like Bournemouth at this stage, we should probably be beating them. Ivan Toney nearly scored an unbelievable acrobatic goal. That would have been a massive moment. Callum Grant rattling the crossbar, but wasn't to be. 0-0 in the end. Amad Diallo maybe should have had a bigger impact. He's the highest rated player at the club, so he's going to come under the most pressure. Deadline day is now upon us as well, and I just don't know what we're going to do yet. We do have the injury information. It's going to be 4 weeks for Metcha. I mean, it's frustrating. It might force me to play the 4-4-2 a little bit more. Let's remember, Eskil Rudd can play as a CM, and Metcha can play as a striker, so even when we play 4-4-2, those players can still get game time. But yeah, 4 weeks for Metcha. Loan offer for Jens Dahl now. I'm just going to reject that straight off the bat. I don't see him going anywhere. I think he's going to be very important this year, the 17-year-old. We are going to advance a couple of hours, see if we get a deal coming in. There is still Reece Nelson, who we're looking to offload. And nothing in for him, and maybe a right back as the potential signing that we do bring in. I'm not too sure. I'm very 50-50 at the minute. Kai Gregory loan deal. We do want him out on loan. It's to Lazio, which is interesting, but I only want a 1-year loan. Want him back next season, see what he can do. Right, we're down to 6 hours. I think it's 6 hours. Now is the chance to take a look and see if there's anyone we want to take a punt on. I still feel like maybe the best position to upgrade right now would be right back. I'm also thinking in the back of my head, maybe that's just a position that we look at upgrading in January. Britton and Rico deserve the opportunity. So that's where my brain is at. We're right back at this current moment in time. And we have, of course, already made 2 big signings in this episode. 15 million on Balogun and 23 million on Ivan Toney. So we have done big business in this one episode. 5 players joining the club. I think unless we get a couple out the door, Knight and Nelson, I think the squad's already big enough. I actually think that might be the only deals we make in this window. Obviously, Ivan Toney being the biggest. But let's not count anything out, because anything can happen in this window. If a big team comes in for a player, we might be left with very little time to sort of deal out, but we'll probably try and make it happen. But with about 4 hours to go, the chances are very slim. As I say that, we get a transfer offer for Callum Britton. I think selling Callum Britton at this stage would not make sense, though. I think we definitely keep him, at least for this half a season. I genuinely think we give him and Rico Lewis an opportunity. They were so good last year. And then moving into January, I think that's when maybe we shake it up, because we have left ourselves a little bit of money. Colwill transfer now. This has to be a swap deal, I was going to say. It's going to be Andrea Belotti. If we still needed a striker, I might have even entertained this, but why would we let Colwill go to Everton in the Premier League, who I think are worse off than us right now? 22. I mean, he's a beast. I'm expecting big bids from him in the future, but right now he's staying. More transfer bids coming in. We got Espanyol. Colwill again. It's not going to be that kind of club that forces my hand, so we'll reject it. But Reece Nelson, finally getting a transfer bid in for him. It's from Palace, 20 million. Actually really like this deal for Reece Nelson. London club. I'm going to accept it. Maybe he can kind of be their new Zaha. I know he's not on that level, but maybe he can be an impact, that kind of player. Hopefully with the limited time left, though, they can get that deal through the door. I think it'd be good for Nelson and good for the club. I'll take an extra 20 million in the transfer kitty when we do head in to the January transfer window. It's not saying the deal got done, so I actually think Reece Nelson is going to be staying with us. And I am correct. Reece Nelson could not get that deal done in time. He might have been very difficult to negotiate with. He's going to be staying with the club at least until January, but I'm probably not going to play him. We've already agreed we're going to give the youngsters opportunities. Celta have come in for Bidstrup. He's a high wage for someone who's not really playing, so I'm going to accept that, and then we'll look to replace him in January. Already setting the January transfer window up, and then just a loan offer for one of the youngsters. I do like like Mad's bid strut, but I just don't think it's worked out. Let's send one of the youth scouts out. Someone suggested America, so we're going to do that. I'm going to go with the best youth scout. And we're going to go to the US of A, boys. We're going to go there. We're going to do some scouting and see if we can find anyone. 9 months, and I'm just going to go any. See if we can add some Americans into the academy. And then I think I might scout Chile at some point. I don't know. Ben Berrington Diaz was from there, wasn't he? So maybe we scout Chile at some point. Typical, we start getting these deals after the transfer window is shut. Jason Knight, 8.7 million is Wolves. So I am going to no, actually, I'm going to reject it because the window's shut. So this deal doesn't matter yet. It gives you guys to give some input on whether you think this is the actual right decision to sell Jason Knight. I'm going to reject it for now. Why not? We're going to reject it and we'll reassess where we stand with Jason Knight come January. Leeds United next then in the Premiership. We're going to start this one with Ivan Toney up top, giving him the opportunity. Eskil Rudd in behind him. He's going to be the starting cam. I was tempted by 4-4-2 for this one, but I think Leeds will be quite aggressive in the way they play. I think Bournemouth, who play more defensively, probably should have played 4-4-2 against them. Whereas Leeds, I think, are definitely going to play more aggressive, or at least be programmed to play that way in FIFA. And it is chucking it down for this one. Absolutely chucking it down. Planning this one is win it 1-0. Not much happens. Don't embarrass Leeds, but also get the 3 points we need. Now, Chukwueze there on the wing is probably going to be the most important player for them. He is an absolute beast. He will have torn up the championship. He's someone I wouldn't mind using. I enjoyed using him when we did our Villarreal career mode. Honestly, he's an absolute beast, so I need to watch out for him in this match. I actually wonder what Ivan Toney is going to be like on the press. I tell you someone who is really progressing this season so far, and that is Sarr. He's been unreal. That's a good ball in. Ivan Toney, awkward angle. Nearly his first goal for the club. What a save. I was intrigued to see who this starting striker is for Leeds United. He's tall, but I mean, he's only 73 overall. They do have quite a weak squad. Chukwueze, of course, being like the big man for them. Apart from that, it's pretty weak, I'm not going to lie. And after looking at the bench, they don't really have much firepower there either. We're going to go short because it nearly scored us a goal last time. Mad Diallo. Whippages. It's not a bad ball in. Goalkeeper collects it. But again, at least, hey, it was closer to the goal than what we've had before. Good wait. Good ball over. Ivan Toney. Great ball over from Rudd. Ivan Toney, what are you doing to me, my guy? What are you doing? Should be 1-0. Ivan Toney doing me dirty. He's back post, isn't he, Ivan? Why is he back post? Can I change that? Oh my God, we rattled the crossbar. Someone kick it. Just kick it. No? Okay. Rattled the crossbar. Centellas. He's quite tall for a left back. Oh, Ladislav, that is stunning. And tell us. Back across now. Henderson! Oh, Jordan Henderson! That is why we signed him. Massive goal here against Leeds. Really struggling to break them down. And Jordan Hendo does the business. Really good finish this as well. The curls it just behind the defender and the keeper can't get to it. That's why we brought him to the club, for those magic moments. And we've had one. Ivan Toney, though, how's he not bagged a goal in this game? He needs to probably get his confidence back. I don't know how well he'll have done at Augsburg. It's something I'd love for to be in the game, right? Is so that we could see how players' career stats were. I don't know why it's not in FIFA. It is in other sports titles. Maybe not in FIFA, just surely because of the mass of players that there is. There is a lot of players in a FIFA. That's a terrible pass from Sarr. But there are a lot of players in FIFA, and that might be why you don't get the careers. But there we go. Half time. 1 goal to the good. You already know, guys. 1 goal is not comfortable on this channel. 1 goal is definitely not enough. We're going to be headhunting for our second. Oh, this guy must be quick if Rico Lewis can't catch up to him. And Leeds United now causing me problems. Reggie Cannon. No. Great block. Up. Great block again. One Ivan Toney. That's not a bad ball. Has he got the pace? He does have the pace. Ivan Toney, bury it this time. Oh, my God. Ivan Toney can't score goals. Ivan Toney can't score goals. I'm telling you, boys, if that's Callum Grant, we already know it's 2 goals. Those 2 opportunities. Maybe he's devoid of confidence. We're going to have to build up Callum Grant's, Ivan Toney's confidence. Let's just slide that one into Ivan Toney. He's going to be given a second opportunity. This time, Ivan Toney. Thank the Lord. Ivan Toney makes it 2-0. Oh, mate. Yeah, you might as well try not silencing the away fans, mate, because you've missed 2 screamers. But Ivan Toney is going to get his first goal as a Blackburn Rovers player. That's massive. Confidence building is what we talked about, and this might just give him the confidence he needs. Balogun there, linked up with Sarr, who's found Eskil Rudd. The youngster, Eskil Rudd! Over the bar. Shooting is not his strength. Here come Leeds, though. It could be a consolation. It's going to be Chukwueze with the goal. There is a bit of time left in this one. Who knows what's going to happen? But we can't be falling apart like that. They overloaded us. They're playing now like I expected them to play from the start. Boy, we waited for a run. It's a beautiful ball over. Oh, he smashed it over the bar as Bravo. He's not strong on his right. That's why he's a left winger. He is not strong, but what a ball over for Bennett. That's the full-time whistle. All 3 points for Blackburn. And not a bad start to the season. This season sat in 4th in the league. I mean, it's not going to stay that way, is it? We haven't had our first loss, but we have had a very easy run-in. And we all know that run-in isn't going to last because in the next episode, there's Villa in there. We're also going to play Burton in the Cup. We'll probably play that game. I want to use the youngsters again. I want to give the opportunity to show you guys some of these young players. Chelsea, though, in the league is where it starts to step up. Aston Villa aren't easy. Newcastle have a very good squad. But it is going to start getting more and more difficult as time goes on. But that is a very good start to the season so far. And we have left ourselves 58 million for the January transfer window. This squad did so well last season. They deserve an opportunity again this year. But that's going to be it for this one, boys. I appreciate you all. I hope you're all staying safe. I will catch you for the next one. Much love.